Daytona, gotta cruise through Daytona. Hey everybody, how you doing out there? I am Gypsy J. Found myself recently having to make a really fast trip down to Florida, and it rained the whole time, but I did find a couple hours on a beautiful day to take a little bit of video. So this video here, we are cruising through Daytona, Florida. That's the East Coast. It's a beautiful place. Right here is the Daytona International Speedway, very famous. The picture didn't come out quite what you want, especially when you're doing 50 going blowing by the place, but still nonetheless, we'll go back and get some better pictures and some more video of Daytona in the future. This was just a really quick trip, and like I said, the weather didn't want to cooperate, so I was lucky I got any video at all, to be honest with you. But I thought, what the heck, let's go ahead and we're going to cruise the main strips through Daytona so you can kind of get a view what it looks like if you ever decided you wanted to go for a little vacation or even move down to Florida. Seems a very popular place right now. I was up on Interstate 4, and unfortunately, it's pretty much a parking lot. They are scrambling to increase the lanes, but with so many people recently moved to Florida, it's just that central area around Interstate 4 is just terrifying right now. It is absolutely. But the rest of Florida wasn't so bad. Once you get away from all that, like I said, here we are in Daytona. This is, I believe it's February 10th, and we were looking at 2:30 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon, very light traffic, and I was surprised actually. If you go down to Miami, there's no such thing as light traffic. There's tourists 24/7 down there, but just 3 hours, I believe it's what it takes, about 3 hours to go from Daytona to Miami. You get a lot of the same stuff you get on Miami Beach, with at least at this time of year, with not as many tourists, of course. In the next couple of months, Florida will become the big touristy hotspot, overloaded with lots and lots of people. It'll be awesome. But anyway, take a look around and you can see all the palm trees. I love to see the palm trees. And once again, I just cut out some of the boring stuff for me. Head back up. Made a big, this is A1A, I believe, coming up on here. Speed limit's 35 miles an hour, and you want to do that because you don't want a ticket when you're visiting someplace. That just really sucks. Hey, look, an IHOP. You got to stop in there next time. But I really like the architecture. It reminds me a lot of Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, well, a lot of Florida, really. You have a lot of Spanish influence, including Cuban influence, which really, it just gives a different style. I think when you're from Central all the way down through South Florida, you see a lot more of the influence of Cuban and Spanish architecture, colors. It's really interesting. I think Florida, especially around the beaches and so forth, is a very bright and colorful place. And it's kind of fun to hang out. There's a lot of interesting things to see. But as we were driving around, I found, interesting little spots. We're going to come up here in just a few minutes. We actually found a cool little boat marina over the bridge. Free to park, which was nice. Got out and I took some pictures, and we'll be getting to that in just a couple of minutes. But just soaking in that Florida sunshine, that look right there. You're not going to mistake this for somewhere else. So you can see how light the traffic is. It's not bad this time of year. Go ahead and come back in June, where the place will be packed, I'm sure. And we had actually Bike Week coming up in just a few weeks, but it was a few weeks early for that. Probably a good idea. 1 million motorcycles everywhere. Yeah, don't need to be contented with that. But here we're going to go over this bridge here. We were going from the beach area, and we end up down in this marina. It's really nice looking. You'll see. I wanted to do a little more exploring, but the person I was traveling with, they actually have the occasional reaction to the sun, and that day they were breaking out, so we really couldn't do a few of the things that we wanted to do in the short amount of time that I had to do it. So I just ended up driving, really. Water as far as the eye can see. Water and cool little sandbars or islands, or whatever you want to call them. Here we're going to go ahead and pull into this area. Didn't even know it was here. So this is my first time through Daytona. Living all the years I did in Florida, I never seemed to make my way to Daytona. Everywhere else pretty much, just never over here. So today was the day, and after this little trip here, I was like, definitely coming back, definitely going to get a lot more video, explore a few of the cool places, just so you guys can see. Maybe you'll be interested in the future, and this is something you want to do. Head on to Florida and go check out this cool stuff, whether it be in Daytona or one of the other places that we'll be exploring here in the near future. So I found a nice shady spot to put the Jeep. It said my passenger was having a reaction to the sun, so I just walked out and I was like, here we go, here's some of, I guess that's downtown Daytona, or that's the other side of where all the hotels are, where we were just driving a few moments ago. Really like that's like a little houseboat with a motor on it out there, the square one. It was very entertaining. But at this time, you can see it was an absolutely beautiful day. It rained just an hour after this. That was very funny. Florida, that's one thing you gotta expect in Florida. More in the summer than in the winter, but you're going to get those showers that just pop out of nowhere. More than once I've turned a corner and go, oh my God, it's raining. I just came out of sunshine. But Florida is one of those few places you say, have you ever seen the rain on a sunny day? And I can say, yes, I have. Got some pelicans over there on that island. And there's our pelicans. There's also some other seabirds that I find coming up here. It was very interesting. I like being around the ocean to see all the different birds and some of these really nice houses and boats and just so much interesting stuff along the water. There's a little sign about manatees. Really don't feed them. Don't go speeding through the waterways. A lot of manatees, they have scars on their backs and things like that from people's props not following the rules. So remember, if you go to Florida and you're going to go up and down some of these canals, anywhere along the shoreline, you need to be careful. You never know where you could run into a manatee. Or a shark for that matter. Florida. No, but sharks maybe not as much. But manatees, I've seen several of them in the lakes. Was near Weeki Wachee, which is an interesting place to go. They have those underwater mermaid shows. Well, they actually have up and down that river there. I was surprised how many manatees I saw in there. It was really cool. Nature, man. It's all about the nature. Here we are. Like I said, I found this little bridge, this walkway out here. And what the heck, let's get some video. And yeah, I know. My video work could definitely use some improvement here. Shaky camera, whole 9 yards. Using a little Sony Handycam here. And while it's not as good a picture as my phone, it's easier to hold on to. So for now, this is what I like to use. But I really had a great time just driving through Daytona, looking at the different things. And I'm really looking forward to going back, especially more around the summertime, to catch some of the action, all the people on the beach, and do a more in-depth video on Daytona. Now, when I was leaving, the only thing I've got from Orlando, and I'm telling you now, this place called Chicken Fire, this has got to be the best chicken I've ever eaten in my life. Talk to the people. They're real friendly. It's a little hole in the wall, but it's the best chicken, man. If you find yourself in Orlando, stop by Chicken Fire. They didn't ask me to do this. I just want to put it out there. They were awesome. You can see the sign there. I'd pause that and read it. It's pretty hilarious. And this was my little box lunch. It was pretty tasty. Well, I'm Gypsy J, and I want to thank you for joining me and ever improving these videos. And until next time, life is an adventure. Go out there, man.